Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tensions in the Middle East have reached a boiling point as speculation and military movements suggest that a joint US-Israel attack on Tehran could be more than just theoretical. What many initially dismissed as strategic posturing is now gaining traction as defense analysts report the buildup of air assets in the region, combined with intelligence leaks indicating a focus on Iran's capital. But what makes this scenario incredibly high stakes is not just the target itself, it's Iran's massive and highly evolved air defense system, which some experts now claim may be among the most complex and impenetrable in the world outside of NATO and Russia. This is not about launching a few missiles and hoping for success. Tehran today is not the Tehran of 2 decades ago. It's now a fortified bastion shielded by multi-layered defense systems, deeply integrated radar networks, and automated fire control units. It's capable of tracking and engaging dozens of threats simultaneously. The mere idea of carrying out an aerial strike on Tehran is now considered, even by some Western analysts, to be a gamble with potentially catastrophic consequences. The outer perimeter of Tehran's air defense grid is built upon a mixture of long-range, medium-range, and short-range missile systems. The crown jewel is the Bavar-373 system, Iran's domestically developed long-range surface-to-air missile platform. Originally inspired by Russia's S-300, the Bavar-373 has evolved into a system uniquely tailored for Iran's strategic needs. It's equipped with active phased array radar, capable of detecting stealth targets and engaging them at ranges up to 200 kilometers. These systems are often deployed in hidden mountain locations, reinforced bunkers, or mobile platforms that can be repositioned rapidly to confuse enemy targeting algorithms. Supplementing these are the Khordad series systems, including the 3rd Khordad and 15th Khordad, both of which have proven themselves in live fire scenarios. The most infamous case was in June 2019, when a 3rd Khordad battery shot down a U.S. Navy RQ-4 Global Hawk drone, one of the most advanced surveillance platforms in existence, flying over the Strait of Hormuz. That incident sent shockwaves through defense circles and immediately raised questions about how many of these units Tehran had silently deployed around key areas, particularly the capital. Beyond the missiles themselves, Iran's air defense relies heavily on electronic warfare and radar fusion. The country has spent years building up a dense network of radar arrays that can verify target signatures from multiple angles. These include both fixed installations and mobile units that can operate in low-frequency bands designed specifically to detect stealth aircraft. In effect, an American or Israeli jet flying toward Tehran could be picked up by 5 or 6 different radar sources simultaneously, giving Iran's defense crews multiple opportunities to lock on and fire. Moreover, these radar systems are increasingly resistant to jamming and cyber attack. Iran's defense ministry has invested in secure, encrypted military communication networks, with command centers operating in hardened underground bunkers buried deep beneath the Alborz Mountains. These facilities are believed to be impervious to most bunker-buster bombs and cruise missile strikes. Inside these control centers, Iranian operators monitor airspace using AI-supported software, allowing them to respond faster than human reaction time. Targets are automatically prioritized based on speed, altitude, and electronic signature. If multiple threats are detected, the system can issue coordinated fire commands across different missile batteries to neutralize them simultaneously. Unlike older Soviet-style systems that require manual coordination and slow response times, Iran's newer platforms function with a high degree of autonomy, making preemptive or surprise attacks extremely difficult. In the case of a mass airstrike, such as the one Israel launched against Syrian targets in 2021, Iran's system would likely respond not just by shooting back, but by adjusting radar coverage and launching decoys or jamming to obscure its most vital installations. Even more concerning for any attacker is Iran's investment in redundancy and camouflage. Many missile batteries are kept mobile and rotate position every 48 to 72 hours. Others are stored in underground hangars that only open during imminent threats. Iran also deploys fake radar signals and inflatable decoy systems to mislead reconnaissance and targeting satellites. During training exercises, drone surveillance footage has captured entire mock batteries being positioned as bait, while real assets remain hidden. The goal is to exhaust incoming munitions on false targets, preserving the actual operational systems for retaliation. This kind of deception has long been a hallmark of Iran's strategy, honed during decades of asymmetric warfare and sanctions that forced innovation under constraint. An important aspect that sets Tehran's air defense apart is its integration with regional and strategic planning. The capital is not protected in isolation. Instead, it sits at the center of a national defense grid that links airbases, missile sites, and nuclear facilities into one unified system. If the US or Israel were to launch a concentrated strike, the response would not just come from Tehran's outskirts, but from dozens of supporting sites spread across the country. These locations are connected through fiber optic networks and hardened radio channels that allow real-time coordination. Additionally, Iran has stationed range ballistic missiles capable of responding within minutes, targeting U.S. bases in Iraq, the Persian Gulf, and even Israeli military infrastructure. This retaliatory capability, combined with a hard-to-penetrate air shield, creates a deterrent that has been effective so far in avoiding full-scale conflict. The safety measures built into the system are also worth noting. Iran has developed high-layered fail-safes to prevent accidental engagement, friendly fire, or exploitation by hackers. In scenarios where digital infiltration is detected, systems can be decoupled from centralized command and switched to manual local control. This decentralization ensures that even if one radar or command center is taken out, others can continue to operate independently. Moreover, the systems are designed to distinguish between civilian and military aircraft, minimizing collateral damage during defensive operations. These steps not only add layers of security, but also project Iran's effort to present its defense network as professional and legitimate under international law. Perhaps the most unique element of Iran's air defense is the combination of technological adaptability and affordability. While other nations spend billions on imported platforms, Iran has created a network that rivals those systems for a fraction of the cost. Analysts estimate that each Bavar-373 battery costs under $15 million to manufacture. In contrast, one U.S. Patriot battery exceeds $1 billion. This economic efficiency allows Iran to produce and deploy air defenses at scale, creating dense coverage zones that complicate the planning of any hostile mission. For every one missile that manages to penetrate, there may be 3 or 4 others that were deflected or destroyed in the outer perimeter. What all of this means for the US-Israel alliance is that any strike on Tehran would require a level of coordination, precision, and stealth not seen in modern warfare. The risks are enormous. Stealth aircraft like the F-35 could be detected earlier than expected. Cruise missiles could be intercepted or misdirected. Pilots could find themselves navigating into a horn, its nest of radar locks and missile launches. And even if initial targets were hit, Iran's response could be rapid, devastating, and regionally destabilizing. From cyber attacks on Israeli infrastructure to ballistic missile salvos aimed at U.S. bases, the fallout would be swift and multi-dimensional. The big mistake in this entire equation may not be the attack itself, but the underestimation of Iran's capabilities. While U.S. and Israeli forces have repeatedly succeeded in pinpoint strikes across Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon, Iran has observed, adapted, and prepared. Tehran is no longer an undefended city vulnerable to air raids. It has become a fortress, one that requires not only overwhelming force to breach, but also the willingness to accept severe losses and regional consequences. That calculation may ultimately deter action, or worse, lead to a miscalculation that sparks a broader conflict. No matter how advanced a nation's air force may be, launching an assault on a city protected by a network this deep, this layered, and this battle-proven is a risk few are willing to take lightly. Whether or not an attack on Tehran ever materializes, one thing is clear: Iran has transformed its air defense system into a symbol of national resilience and strategic deterrence. The skies above Tehran are not just watched, they are guarded, and any aircraft that enters without permission may not be leaving in one piece.